Well, hello and welcome everybody to another week of Academy Rush. My name is Pastry Time and it's time for a battle. Quite the scrap at the bottom of the standings right now. FLYA Academy versus TLA. TLA actually was a decent showing yesterday up against Immortals. Almost taking the win there. And FLYA, despite their strong start right at the beginning of the season now, it has been rough for them since that point. So we'll see what happens here, but certainly some good drafts here for both these teams. Obviously, picking up a win here will feel nice, given that you can start to climb yourself out of the position in the standings, but it's still relatively early on in the season. Teams' rosters are fairly stable, and pretty excited, especially for this jungle matchup here. Nidalee vs Graves, I think, is something we don't actually see that often, or at least haven't seen that often in NA, just because one of these champions usually gets banned away, so you have something a little bit more lopsided. But these, two of the best aggressive junglers in the meta. I think before summer even started, these are the two junglers that a lot of people were talking about. And now we get to see them go head to head. Two fairly aggressive jungle players as well here in both Grig and Fnatic. So I imagine they'll want to get in each other's business ASAP. Grig going to go ahead and start on his red buff. Same story there for Fnatic. So it will be opposite side starts here for the junglers. Other than that, we do have Wukong here for Jenkins, which is into the Volibear, which is becoming extremely prevalent. It's actually the first pick overall in this draft for FlyQuest Academy. Valuing that pick and the flexibility and power it brings, even over something like one of the open aggressive junglers. And down here in the bottom side, something we're also starting to see become more and more common is, Ignite plus Mage support versus Aphelios and friends. So Turtle and Big going to be on the defensive side of the 2v2. Turtle with a very respectful cleanse, which I like to see, especially given that there is a Galio on the enemy team. You can see why Triple's also opting for the same thing. Taunt's just going to clip in max range, actually. But, so you're going to eat... Oh, goodness. Stack Deck doing so much work there. You can see Triple, no wildcards early on yet, just yet. Doesn't need him. Wants the level 2 for all the extra damage. Jenkins getting low here in the top lane. And again, despite the fact that Wukong is seeing more play, good stun them. Spear lances off from Fnatic, jumps in, and that's very close to first blood. So you're able to flash away. We'll TP back in, but I think a worthwhile trade of summoners there. Although Fnatic did have to use his flash as well. So 2 flashes for 1, not so bad for Yasui, but obviously going to be forced out of lane. Fnatic here in the top side going to gank this lane as well. No flash here, remember, for Fnatic, but Revengeful has his. Early tanks the tower up, though. Not recommended at all. Here's the TP in. That's Yasui going to cover easily. And Jenkins actually going to chase Fnatic out of their revenge. Might be in trouble. The taunt is not going to hit. It's very close. Good coverage there from Yasui. Ooh, and I love this roam as well from Yama. Forcing the cleanse out for triple ignite down. That's going to be a kill. And first blood's going to go to Grig TLA. Reading that play really, really nicely. And that is an excellent response to what just happened in the top lane there. I mean, how it started for Triple and Fnatic is awesome. Like, you got this free pressure, you won the trade at level 2, as TF versus Galio. You know he's forced out. So Fnatic uses the speed of Nidalee to go top lane right after pressuring mid, which I also like, right? Revenge is pressuring Jenkins. But Yasui with a nice TP, make sure everything's covered, nobody dies, which is nice. But I think that the thing obviously that wasn't accounted for was Yama's very quick roam from Thresh into mid lane, which does eventually cost triple after he burnt his flash. So a really good response there for TLA. Grig ganking the lane alongside his Thresh, which is kind of cool to see. But a lot of movement means that TLA come out with the move that matters most. That's the one that procures first blood and then extra gold for themselves. So 500 gold early lead, pretty significant in the early game, given that, it's mostly just very small items you're purchasing. So 500 gold is, every basic item in the game. But game's obviously not, rapidly running away from teams at this point. But still just a really nice bit of coordination. Lots of cooldowns burnt as well. Curious to see if any of these lanes get re-hit. Especially on the fly side. They lost basically all their summoners in top side. As we were talking about the matchups though, I think Jenkins will be okay now, but we have started seeing a lot more Wukong, which is good. This is a champion that has seen a ton of presence in Asia, especially. Hook attempt there from Yama is just going to miss. But Wukong just tends to get kind of beat up in every 1v1 matchup. So see how Jenkins can survive but doing pretty well right now. Going to go back and TP in by the looks of things. Revenge's already taken it back and able to walk back, but early calling there for Jenkins. Starting to become very common in a lot of top lane matchups, just given how much regen and or lifesteal / sustain there is. Hook is going to hit onto the Nautilus, so into the Miasma as well. Nice little combo. It's one of the reasons we see Thresh and Cassio so often. I mean, we've seen Nautilus as well for the same kind of thing. Miasma is a really good follow-up CC, and can help set up as well for a harder CC like a Thresh FLYA or a Thresh Hook. But also, Cassio is mobile when she tags people with her Q, but she has no move blocks, just a flash that you have to use, which is obviously a very long cooldown, so being able to lantern your machine gun mage DPS, always helpful as well. And I guess the overall reason I feel like we're seeing more mages into Aphelios is that people just want to kill him. We've seen what happens when he's able to stay in fights for a long time, stack up the Conqueror, depending on what weapons he has. Obviously, if he has something like Severum, he can be really frustrating to kill. But even just with, a Hurricane and some damage guns, letting Aphelios live is often a recipe for the team fight going the absolute wrong way. So it seems like people want to pick mages more to just try and burst him down. Cassio also kind of fits into what your marksman wants to do anyway, or what would be doing in that role as a sustained DPS dealer. And of course they have Graves, which makes the damage types a lot easier to justify when you're running AD in a lot of your other roles now. Certainly Graves being, basically a marksman, jungler. He's not a true marksman, his ammo system's a little bit different, but I would say he's good enough. And I don't think I've seen a Cassio comp yet where I felt like Cassio's not been able to do enough damage. I mean, you're not going to out-damage, 6 out of Aphelios left unchecked in a team fight, but that's why you don't leave the Aphelios unchecked, as we've learned despite the changes. Alright, so top lane here. We were tracking this. Does seem like Jenkins is very happy, actually. Revenge is, I guess, killing a massive wave, so that CS difference on your screen is probably not reflective of the actual difference, but Jenkins staying well within acceptable ranges here in this matchup. And it doesn't seem like Revenge is really able to pressure 1v1 anymore like he was in those early levels. So, see how effective Jenkins can be in the mid-game around those first objectives. There is a Infernal Drake up right now. We do see teams often work very quickly to secure those first Drakes and try and snowball for the early soul. So this is, I would say, 2 minutes late from the typical time where teams want to be taking it, but also have to have enough control, have enough confidence if the fight was to break out that we'll be able to take the objective. So we'll rotate up for the Rift Herald instead, which has of course recently spawned. TF ulti there from Triple is going to see what's going on, but not sure there's anywhere he wants to go. Yeah, he's just going to rejoin his teammates. Might start a fight here. Lantern, oh goodness, interrupt there from Big. FLYKR though, not level 6, but Jenkins diving into the backside with the ult. He's going to get a good knock-up as Big's already dead. Turtle, Infernum is nice, going to force a flash, but no follow-up there, no CC on that Aphelios ulti either. So TL just get the kill and get out, and get the Herald. Very effective use of their time from Team Liquid. Felt like the hook there from Big was gonna see some follow-up, but Triple not in range, I don't think. Maybe no one's just expecting it to hit, given that there was a Thresh Lantern. But I'm starting to see more and more Lantern interrupts, which is nice. And again, game is actually just fine as far as overall gold goes. See, when the Herald gets dropped, you have to think that that will give TL at least the plates, which is always a good chunk of gold, but obviously getting a full tower is ideal off of that objective. Oh, it's just been some farming. TL behind in mid lane, I guess, is the most significant one. Behind in top lane as well. In fact, as I check all the lanes, they're actually behind in every lane. Jungle is the only role right now for TL that has a farm lead, and we'll continue that here by taking out this dragon. Nice use of the pressure they built up earlier for TL. I think just taking advantage of Fly's reset there. So 10 minutes in, they've got the Herald, they've got that first Drake, they can snowball up into that ocean, and then into whatever the rift is going to be for this particular game. Definitely does feel like TL don't have to be doing too much. As long as Grig's being proactive here, and the team is, you know, playing together around the objectives, I think they can afford to sit back, just kind of chill out. You know, they've got the scaling of the Casio. They want Wukong to be involved in team fights like we saw around the Rift Herald earlier. But even though Jenkins is now 20 CS behind, it's not like he's going to be, you know, going to be solo killing people in the side lane. FLYA definitely have more tools to be proactive with in this early part of the mid-game, though. I think we always track Twisted Fate ultimates whenever he's in the game. And Triple's first ulti was not all that spectacular, sadly, so... Especially as the map opens up more, but I think even before then, there is setup, there's enough pressure in these lanes that I think Triple and Fnatic can team up and try and find a dive. Fnatic also is farming up pretty nicely, is behind Grig as far as total farm goes, but already has his jungle enchant finished, so Nidalu's going to be feeling okay about the situation. Fnatic is going to maneuver down to bottom lane here, but mostly just for the Krugs right now. Doesn't look like anyone has any intentions of pressuring this 2v2, making it a little bit lopsided. Plate is getting low though, Turtle's going to slap down that last minion. So that plate there is still for the taking. Also have to keep in mind that can be tricky to make plays here with Yusui also being able to roam very effectively. Ooh, I like the guess there from Yama. Knows that somebody, Fnatic, was roaming through the jungle, but does not get the timing correctly. Even though, again, it was a guess. Just going to chill things out, I guess. Grig is going to pop the Herald, which is nice. Do need to get these plates cashed in before 14 minutes. There's a timer on the Herald. Ooh, nice little bit of wave clear there from Triple, so it's just going to be this Herald charge here. But Grig does get a huge amount of gold. I think he must have been the only one to tap the tower there. Ooh, good hook as well. Total respectful cleanse. TP now in from FLYA because they're very deep here. Here comes Triple as well. Gonna get the stun down. Good flash to extend the length for Yama. Now Rikara's gonna flash out of there, but they want this kill. Galio, they're gonna charge in and turn it back around. And the front side is gonna go down, but it's gonna be a trade. Yama down, Revenge down though as well. Now it's a 4v4 as Jenkins is spinning around here in the bottom lane. Grig able to take down big with the collateral damage. And now Fnatic just gonna get chased down and forced to flash away. Grig is hungry for more kills, but TL respond perfectly to FLYA's attempt there. And I guess that's what I was trying to get at earlier. Like, yes, you want to be proactive with your Twisted Fate. You want to use your cooldowns. I like everyone TPing down the bottom lane to make the play, but Galio was off the map. A really fast response there from Yusui. And just smart delaying there from Yama and Rikara to build themselves distance towards their teammates. And a 2-for-1 trade in favor of Team Liquid. Early game exchanges have all gone in their favor. And it is interesting to see, not more Wukong, because I think we should have expected teams to start picking him up, but you know, which players are playing Wukong, right? Like Jenkins actually forever been the cannon player in Academy. I feel like Wukong's the kind of champion that he can gel with, you know? Not as much 1v1 lane dominance early on, at least in the matchups that are being presented in this metagame. But all about finding good ult angles and engaging well. And that's Jenkins' cannon to a T. I just feel like the impact Wukong's having in these team fights. I'm surprised we didn't see him earlier, but I guess that's been the story of Wukong so far, at least here in North America. Item timings are starting to come in though. Got that Archangel's stacking up now for Rikara. We've got the Proto Belt done for Yusui. Rodovators actually has 4 stacks already for Triple, and he's already got the Sheen, so he's moving very aggressively towards that Lich Bane. Wants to be kind of as strong as possible at the 2-item mark. Twisted Fate has a lot of options. The 2 most common being Lich Bane and Zhonya's as your second item choice. I guess you could say that Rabadon's is the most aggressive choice as a second item, and that would be true, but I think that's a snowball one only. In fact, that might be reserved for solo queue only. But Triple certainly knows that he needs to be impactful here in this mid-game, so is building aggressively towards it. And there is that dragon up and ready for the taking. And FlyQuest do currently have control of this area. There are no TPs on either top laner. TL though ready to move in for a fight. They'll know it's going to be a 4v4, but not for very long, because Revenge is now missing from the top side of the map. So it does look like TLA will just give up this dragon. And it's the first game in a while, that I've cast at least, where one team didn't take their first 2 drakes. I think it tends to elongate your mid games a lot, right? When there's not the pressure of, okay, they can get 3 drakes, and then whenever they get 3, now we have to play for every drake, and it feels really scary. Well, people can just kind of chill out a little bit more. Going to be trading back and forth for the Cloud. Good taunt there from Yasui. Greg ready to blow triple up. See you later. Graves is a powerful champion. Greg already with the Warrior plus the Umbral Glaive, so he is fully equipped to start bursting down the squishies, and Twisted Fate qualifies with absolutely 0 armor anywhere to be seen for triple right now. Twisted Fate's base stats also historically very low. So Greg able to take him out nicely. 3-0-2 here for the Graves. Actually 100% KP. He's been really everything for Team Liquid Academy in this early game. I mean, it's been coordinated. Like, it's not fair to just pin it all on Greg, because Team Liquid's total coordination has been really impressive in this first 15 minutes, but certainly Graves is reaping all the benefits. And kind of looking forward to seeing Greg maybe push this envelope on this game a little more. He's fully equipped to take over this mid game as this Graves. I mean, you already see how powerful he is just on the items he has already. And Graves items are pretty cheap, especially if he's going to continue dipping into lethality. Farming up nicely as well, up about 20 from Fnatic, upper level, taking our wards with the Umbral Glaive passive. Just a good time. Just keeping tabs on all this vision here. Nice to see Yasui on kind of matching the global pressure as well here. I feel like we saw a lot of Galio in the early weeks of Academy, but even though Twisted Fate has only increased in popularity in NA, felt like nobody wanted to play Galio anymore. Good taunt, but mostly just for backup. Yeah, Grig's like, get out of there. Ooh, Justice Punch gonna hit Fnatic, but Grig is very strong here. He's gonna get Nautilus ulted, but he's gonna force Yasui into... Oh, good work from Fnatic. Flash Pounce, and that's going to find it. Yasui's still alive, but not for too much longer, as the Galio finally will fall. And Fnatic doing a really nice job there, nailing that spear. I was too busy with what Yasui was doing. But nice easy setup with the Nautilus ulti, and again, 2 very aggressive junglers with plenty of damage built in. When you eat DPS for free, you're going to die regardless of your advantage. 3 kills up now for Fnatic. Participated in almost every kill on the FlyQuest Academy side. And they'll nab the second Herald for themselves as well. Won't be able to get some plates with it, but maybe able to knock down another tower. But already getting mid. Looks like a race of Trinity Force is also happening here in the top lane. But Revenge should win that pretty easily, given that he didn't make a stop at Executioner's Calling. Of course, as I say that, Jenkins has already gone back and finished his Trinity Force. But we'll see what else Revenge has extra. Given that he's 35 CS ahead, I guess completed boots and an extra Dorrance is going to sink some of that money in there, but yeah. An extra cloth armor and 2 control wards, so Revenge feeling just fine, looking to get involved in maybe a few more fights, or maybe just try and force Jenkins to fight him. Glitchbane also done for triple, with only 1 stack remaining on the Rod of Ages, so do want to be seeing this Twisted Fate getting a bit more active. And with the map opening up, especially in the middle, and then having the Herald to take another tower potentially, FlyQuest should be able to use this Twisted Fate to great effect. 2 items here for Fnatic as well. Big going to get himself boxed in by Yama. Played back out. We're going to keep chasing. He's triple with the stun card. Good collateral damage. He ignites enough there from Thresh to make sure that kill goes their way. And they're going to take the mid tower out as well here. Off the early Rift Herald charge. Revenge going to finish off the top tower there, because Jenkins did roam down in case a scuffle was breaking out, which it was. But both top laners will have TP. Jenkins will have to run back and fix this wave. And we'll fight for another dragon in 25 seconds. The first of our Soul Dragons, which is going to be Cloud this go round. I know people would randomly like to trash on Cloud Dragon. I'm a big fan. But I also play a lot of champions with sweet ultis. So ultimate cooldown is a great one. Otherwise, I think all the souls are very good. I don't think anyone's ever complained when they've gotten a Dragon Soul. Looks like FlyQuest are going to be first to the punch. Already in the area, making sure it's all cleared out. Krieg is hanging out, you know, tempting them with honey fruit, but TL going to struggle to get in here, especially as Nidalee Spears can find any targets. Deep TP here from Jenkins, goodness. This is quite the setup here. Oh, this could be perfect. He actually went the wrong way there to cut him off, but I think he's going to make it instead. Jenkins looking for it, Yasui as well. Jenkins could not make it in, I take it all back. That's a really rough cooldown to lose there. That was your whole fight, it felt like. With Charo getting summoned in mid as well, so FlyQuest just going to force TL to fight on, you know, 2 or 3 different fronts here, and Team Liquid Academy have decided that they didn't even want to fight for this dragon. Collateral damage attempts, I like it from Greg, it's very cute, but it is not successful. Instead, the Herald gets charged off. They do manage to kill it before the tower suffers too much additional damage. But it's very decisive objective taking there for FlyQuest. Kind of cutting off Jenkins before he could really get involved. I don't think he got spotted. I guess he just took... I mean, he was going to get spotted at some point. You can see the ward at the top of the brush above red buff in FlyQuest jungle, which has now, of course, been moved because they're moving their control wards. It did look like everyone was funneling into a Wukong, a Galio combination, but alas for TL, it's not to be. Instead, it's just a big cooldown used for nothing, unfortunately. Triple's also taking up full-time residence in a side lane. Twisted Fate with Lichbane is very potent at cracking down towers. In fact, Triple is just having a great time this game, farming up a storm. No one's really bothered him. Really, his only deaths have come at, you know, porting into fights. So Team Liquid were able to navigate quite a bit better, but this game is... The pace of this game is so slow that FlyQuest haven't really had to worry about too much here, so they're able to get things set up, get their items ready. You know, they're also scaling perfectly fine. And we talked about how TL are pretty happy to wait here with the Cassio and the Wukong. Oh, mid-play here onto Rikara. Lantern is maybe going to get Rikara killed, actually, after that Sonya's, but good response here for the rest of TL. The cavalry arrives in the form of Galio and Graves, but a good hook there from Big onto Grig. But Jenkins in the background's going to start spinning around, a Wild Turtle's forced to run away. Yasui, he's going to take down Triple. Jenkins with a very nice ultimate there. And now FlyQuest forced to run. TL know they can chase here. They're probably going to get at least this tower in mid. Health bars are a little too low for Fly to entertain defending, so I think they'll get dove if they try. Turtle has a little bit more health now, but Demolish not able to proc there on the tower means it actually is going to live. Alright, so good work from Fly. Making sure they get enough health divvied back around to make sure they can protect that tower, but still a good pick from Team Liquid. Have yet to see a team fight that really like breaks this game open, and it does seem like both teams are kind of waiting for their big moment. For TL, we've seen their game plan already. Very much about using their team fight ultimates in combination with each other. Cassio ult, Thrasher's Disruption and Tools, Wukong ult, and Galio ult being kind of the obvious ones. And, you know, they have good damage to let you in with the Graves and the Cassio. It's kind of a nice, not a classic AoE combination, but it reminds me of some of those old comps. It's just got a very modern flair to it. On the Fly side, they're pretty poke-centric. Nidalee TF can team fight. They're just a little tricky to team fight with, Nidalee being the harder of the two champions to navigate fights with. But between Nautilus and Volibear, they certainly have tools to peel for Turtle. I think the plan in almost every team fight is going to be make sure the Aphelios lives, because so much of a team's power comes from this champion when he has 3+ items, and Turtle's closing in pretty quickly on 3, I imagine. Speaking of, Ricardo actually already has 3 done, and those aren't particularly cheap items. So Casio is very scary. 2-0-2 here for Akara. You see we're going to go ahead and finish this off. Wildcards is nice, but that's going to be enough damage to finish up the tower from Yasui. And it does seem like FLYA getting pushed back a little more than they'd like here. Again, with this Twisted Fate, want to be trying to use that ulti whenever it's coming off cooldown. Not up right now, of course, so no option there. But TLA, I feel like TLA getting too much time between engages. Because I feel like every time I've seen triple port, Galio ults instantly to whoever's in danger, and then everyone arrives on the scene. So I think fighting a little bit more often for FLYA. You know, especially once triple hits level 16, his ult cooldown will be quite small. So you can probably see, you know, one ult to get the cooldowns out, and then another one to actually get the pick or fight that you're trying to set up for here. Team Liquid, though, going to get bowled in front of the Baron pit. No vision at all from anyone. In fact, the left side of the screen is just off. There's no lights on. They've spotted it out there. I'm surprised they didn't take the dragon, but I think that's actually too late already. There's the Baron for TL! Great hook there from Yama to delay Fnatic from getting in the pit. Now they got to get out safely. Greg is going to zip out of there. Oh my goodness! The turnaround damage. Yama is going to go down, but can they let everyone else leave? TP-in's a little late. Rikara getting low. Into stasis he goes. Jenkins has to make it in ASAP, and he cannot to save Rikara. So FLYA will get 2 kills there, but I think I'll take it for TL. They grab the Baron. See how much more damage FlyQuest can do here. Jenkins is going to stick around. He's going to Baron power up the minions so they can't push, and they'll give over a dragon probably. That's 2 kills and a dragon for a Baron. If TL can do a lot of damage with this Baron, I think that's more than worthwhile as a trade. Yes, giving your opponent soul point always feels bad, but Team Liquid just decided that, you know, playing too carefully was not how they wanted to be going. They just stick on the Baron. Yama makes sure that Fnatic can't get in at all, and they just force it very effectively there. As the 3rd dragon does go over to FLYA. They'll pick up 2 clouds for themselves alongside their Ocean to pick up Soul Point. But Cricket's just like zooming through the jungle right now. Gonna take out this Grump. He's close to level 16. In fact, we'll keep track. It's Yasui. It's the first there. I thought Triple was gonna make it, but he's been a little bit more preoccupied with having to stay grouped with his team. Oh, that hook gets interrupted by Yama. Nice play. Big in the stone plate, going to try and stay alive. Yasui with the exhaust from the spellbook, I believe. And there's Revenge diving in with a Stormbringer. Big is low. Yasui also has to get out of there, though. Galio not that tanky without his W ticking away. Especially with these kind of builds. Very damage heavy, actually, from Yasui. Went Void Stuff third off the Ludens. Doesn't even have his Onias. Didn't want a death cap, just needs to do damage right now. And TL starting to just pick up fights here. Oh, another great TP back in with the taunt. Hook's going to miss there for Yama in onto triple. But the tower will fall. Still a bit of Baron left here for Team Liquid if they want to try and keep pushing on further. They've gotten a decent amount of gold here from this Baron. If they can crack one of these inhibitor towers, don't have to get the inhib, just open up access for yourself to an important objective. Yeah, nice ult there. Yasui's going to have to get out. Justice Punch does actually hit triple on the way out, but the rest of the team's going to get cut off by FLYA. Really nice ult there for triple to see who was available for a pick, and Yasui, all by his lonesome, is a good exit kill there for FlyQuest. Team Liquid will have their Baron all but wear off. They are sticking around though. I thought they were going to reset, but they've made me a liar. They'll stick around to trap poor old Nautilus in the miasma, and Big is going to fall to Jenkins. It's a worse feeling. Feet get all sticky in the purple goo. But yeah, they get the pick. There's no objective to really fight for, so I guess they were just picking up some gold. Now they'll go reset. I guess if they gotten more than one pick, then maybe they could have kept pushing, but only one loss there for Flyers. Big does fall. Triple now level 16. Gonna try and get things pushing in the top lane, but he knows he can't stay around for too long. So he will finish off most of that way, but be forced to leave early in case of incoming Team Liquid members. Does have his Onias now as well, so kind of has it all right now for Twisted Fate. Not all that much MR either on the enemy team, so doesn't have to worry too much right now about wood stuff, although I imagine he'll be working towards it as his 4th item, or at least his 5th if Rabadon's death cap is the pit stop before then, but based on the reading material in his inventory, I don't believe he'll be going for Rabadon's. So Team Liquid, with that first Baron, you know, got up 2,000 gold, weren't able to really open up a big vulnerability in FlyQuest base, but does feel like we're just waiting between these objectives for some fights here. Minute 40 until the Soul Dragon will spawn. That's only for FlyQuest though. TL going to have to contest every Drake from here on out. And the game is just still close in gold. I mean, Aphelios is starting to get concerning if I'm on the enemy team. Triple again, ready with the ulti. Actually popped it just for vision, which I like. FLYA going to force here in mid. Now Triple going to go top lane. Does have Spellbook. I don't know how many swaps he has right now, or if he even has one available, but Cleanse is his primary summoner spell, so he will have to swap to TP if he has it available. But if you're making this kind of play, you're either backing after this wave, or you have TP available to swap to. Yeah, and looks like he's got TP available to swap to. Otherwise, I don't see why. I guess if he's walking down now, I guess it's okay. As long as he's by the dragon pit when the Soul Drake spawns. That's the only ask. And actually did have a swap, but swaps to barrier here, so knows that a team fight is on the way. Also Baron to consider, up in 20 seconds. It's going to spawn right around the time of the Drake, because of course, got taken right after the Baron. Turtle here in the side lane though. Looks like FlyQuest actually are more concerned about gaining more ground for themselves here, opening up the map a little bit more. I mean, they can afford to give away this Drake if they want. But TL are also going to have to defend their base. They had to re-push mid together because they don't really have safety with the Twisted Fate ultimate now back off cooldown. Jenkins is going to go ahead and take this Drake, so it looks like FlyQuest are actually just going to trade top tier 2 for this second Cloud Drake, which again isn't so bad. They're also going to trade pressure on the Baron, which is nice. Jenkins going to be forced to TP off this almost assuredly. FlyQuest are just going to commit here though if TL don't want to visit, and they are so late to this Baron. Dragon's going to go down, but Baron's dead. Team Liquid, you knew for so long. Triple pops the ulti just to make sure they can all find escape routes, and that almost looked too easy there for FlyQuest. So now the trade became... The trade was the tier 2 tower for that dragon / pressure on Baron. Now the trade became your tier 2 tower and the Baron for your second dragon, which does not seem worth it at all. It's kind of funny to see two different decisive Baron calls determine the flow of a game that's otherwise been pretty deliberately paced through a lot of this mid-game. But I do like that FlyQuest are using the movement tools they have. See the Athene's there for Fnatic now as well, so kind of transitioning into a little bit more of a support. Although, I say that very lightly, just makes her heals better. Good flash of triple, hook not connecting there for Yama. That does respect the follow-up. So the rest of FlyQuest is going to rotate around here to the bottom lane. Both Turtle and Revenge have already finished off the tier 2 tower. And with Turtle having 4 items alongside this Twisted Fate. Nidalee heals, plenty of poke. Sieging with Baron seems really nice for this team comp. And Triple's actually just going to go ahead now with the TP swapped away. You can see it there over where his flash usually is. Now he can start playing in this side lane. So this will be quite tough for Team Liquid to defend here. It's already pretty tough for them to answer a split pusher, because so much of their team wants them to all be together. But with the Baron buff, making the push that much easier. With so much of this map being open and available to Twisted Fate, Triple's now level 18 alongside Yusui. They're both actually, and Revenge. Well, the solo lane is just having a great time farming up the side lanes. Should see FlyQuest crack an inhib tower here. That's certainly their goal. I mean, obviously they want more than that, but should at least be able to do that. Triple, I think that's a fake. Nope, he's going in. Oh, he actually found one. That's his support. Grab it and follow up. Really nice there from Turtle. That's like a global engage on the armor. He almost dies. So good pressure there from Fly. Unfortunately for them, no kill means it's maybe tricky to find a follow-up here, but Triple's able to easily go back to the wave he already prepped in top lane. So Fly should be able to bounce between mid and top here and get a tower. That's at least going to be the plan. You can see Jenkins, though, lining up another deep TP. You can see that ping controller just right amid there. The TP goes. And looks like they spotted Jenkins. Flashes in. There's a Galio ulti as well. Follow up onto Turtle. Going to try and get the carries here. Front side, though, that's big in trouble. Pops the Stone Player, but he is not going to live as Jenkins is able to take him down. Stormbring it over the wall, though, for revenge. And only one kill there for TL. Again, Jenkins committing TP, trying to find a flank. He finds it, but only one kill. Somehow, every player has their flash still. But TL do get control of this middle section of the map. So they'll have a little bit of time to counter push here. Baron is worn off, so this is actually kind of tricky to defend. Grig going to eat a stun card, but wild cards follow up, not too bad. And looks like in a minute's time, we're just going to be playing for this dragon again. And then a minute after that, they'll be Baron up. Wild Turtle is like starting to take matters into his own hands. Saw him be quite aggressive yesterday on the Aphelios, which was nice to see. So certainly ready for a Turtle classic at this stage of the game. So FlyQuest just making sure mid is pushed up as far as it possibly can be. Again, I mean, when you look at the goal between these two teams, there's not a lot in it, but Jenkins going to get picked off here. Triple with a really nice find. And the ulti from Jenkins is not going to be enough to save him. There's the next gold card there, and Triple gets the shutdown. So now I think this Soul Dragon is not contestable. Although I think FlyQuest might even just fancy... Yeah, they'll do a couple different things here, which is nice. They'll push a lane out, Revenge is bottom side. Have two people take this dragon nice and easily. Turtle's in the mid lane. So they're going to try and keep this initiative to do something they couldn't do with the Baron, which was take an inhibitor. And then the nice thing is, now that you're pressuring on the bottom side of the map, once you need to fall back, you fall back to Baron. So Turtle going to crack this midsection here. Minion's running out, but Tower's going to help him out. Little Aphelios turret, that is. And Turtle's starting to wail on this inhibitor. Ricard can't defend it on his own, so Turtle's just going to take it down. Also, the Soul Dragon went over to Fly, by the way. That was their first prize. We're picking off Jenkins in the side lane with the Twisted Fate. It's been a very interesting game to watch. Very methodical for FlyQuest. Not really what we saw them do in the early stages of the split. Triple did just TP into... Triple... I think of all the red question mark pings there. Triple just TP to his... to the minion wave in, like above his top inhibitor from base. So we'll talk about that next time, I guess, because TL are going to start Baron again. There's been so many fast Barons this game. This is the third one that's just going to go completely unchecked. Team fight Bruin. Here comes a good depth charge. Good's going to bounce away from his team there. Very clever boy. But here comes Yusui. Oh my goodness. Three-man taunt. Roman in there. Ricard with the follow-up ulti, but the Infernum is going to cause TL to scatter. See you later, Yama. Going to live for a little while longer, but not too long before Turtle can take him out. Revenge is chasing down Grig. That's a big old bear. Triple flash card in. And the Grump actually, I think, blocking any potential follow-up now into the smoke screen, but the rest of the wrap is complete here. TL going to knock up big here. Turtle fighting for his life, but a fair little stuff's happening. Going to get locked up on the miasma. There's the shutdown. Ricard able to find a very crucial kill. Now going to keep the chase up. Q's going to miss. But now it's going to hit Ricard. That did an unbelievable amount of damage. And can't jump in that. Oh, not in range either. Oh, Fnatic just ate so much damage there, but going to heal himself up. They're going to make sure to shut down FLYKR here if they can. Oh, and another good ulti, but gets himself stunned. He does get big, which is nice, but Triple's gold card makes that kill nice and easy, thankfully. So only one return kill, despite FLYKR's really nice maneuvers. And so again, now it's Team Liquid to have the Baron. Lost their mid in here, but with the Baron especially, should be able to wait out these death timers. Probably not going to do anything with this Baron is the sad part. You're not going to be able to get an inhibitor tower of your own. Doesn't seem likely you'll be able to push really any lane, but it does hold the game in a spot where, with again, the gold being even, I mean the game really being even the entire time. I don't think a gold lane has gone above 2,000 gold this game. With carries rapidly getting stacked. I mean, Aphelios is done. Twisted Fate's close. Cassio's close, which is terrifying. Even Nidalee has a death cap. Like, it has just kind of felt like the age-old battle of split push versus team fight. And I thought that Fly can't team fight. Again, like Turtle has certainly proven that FlyQuest have the tools to team fight. Nidalee's, you know, going for a little bit more utility with the team. Stopping off for the Chalice. Twisted Fate, despite being good in a side lane, can also team fight as well. But TL, I just feel like I've not found like the team fight scenario they imagined when they drafted this comp, right? I feel like every Galio comp kind of suffers from the same thing, where Galio is really powerful, especially in tandem with another ultimate to help set him up. But I feel like so much of your game plan becomes around how can I get Galio plus X, in this case X being Wukong, involved into a team fight, that you can be pretty easy to read. And as teams have gotten better at playing it against these kind of comps, and Galio's ulti got worse. It's just really challenging for teams to get team fights that were as simple as they were when Galio was first getting played in this manner, right? I mean, I can see the dream. I can see the big Jenkins like into the Galio ulti, into the second Wukong knock-up. So the Galio ulti guaranteed hits, and all 5 people get knocked up, and Cassio and Graze are vomiting damage, and you know, you win a clean 5-0 team fight and then push the Nexus and celebrate. But that's not the game we'll have. We've had a very back and forth affair. We've had some really clever maneuvering by both teams. TL in the early game, I felt like, were reacting to Fly's plays really well with their Galio ultimate as more of a reactive tool. Grig was pathing really well, able to outpace and kind of control the early stages of the map, but all the teams were all farming, everyone was happy, carries were getting gold. And then we started to see that, you know, Triple was able to find some good pickoffs. TL just, around objectives especially, Triple's been really good about timing his Twisted Fate ultimates at points where they don't necessarily know if they can get a pick, but they're going to TF ulti and see if they can. So the set back up here for the Dragon is beginning. FlyQuest will have control of this area right now. They're going to have mid-priority as well. TL, you can see already moving in to try and get some vision down. They're going to start the fight early. Jenkins is going to get hooked up, but he dives in, but he only gets one. Total forced to flash out, but he just gets a kill on the front side thanks to Fnatic. Big is going to be the trade. It's a 4v4 that I think they'll be happy to play here for FlyQuest. And oh my goodness, the Chakram Storm bringing it in from Revenge. A double kill there for Fnatic. A great miasma there for Akara. But it's only to disengage as Akara is going to have to immune that stun card. Revenge diving in. Again, just so tanky here with the health on the bear. And the damage is good. Fnatic on for the triple. Maybe going to make it a quadra kill. Is it going to be the delayed pen turret? It's not. It's going to be Revenge stealing that kill and stealing the game away from Team Liquid. 45 minutes of back and forth, and it is the Nidalee comp that manages to find a team fight. But that's why we don't doubt Aphelios, friends. Fly knew that at this point of the game, it just needed to be one fight. No Elder Dragon, no Baron, no fuss needed. Is this going to be FlyQuest finishing off the game, forcing Grig in his own fountain, and taking down Team Liquid Academy for Week 4 of Academy.